morning, friends. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video. I've always wanted to do this type of video that we're gonna do today, which is a room tour, and we're gonna start in the kitchen. We renovated our home. It was built in 1947, and we completely gutted and renovated it. We actually wanted to keep much more of the original details than we did. The house was not maintained, so we weren't able to actually keep as much as we initially planned to, but we still renovated it and it turned out to be such a beautiful project. And the kitchen was one of the things I spent the most time designing. It was 4 years ago though, so I wanted to share some things that if I were designing it today, what I would do differently, which isn't really a lot. I love this kitchen. I wouldn't change much of what I've already done. I'm really excited to do this tour, so let's get started. Oh, something else I wanted to add is if we have time, which I think we're gonna have time, I'm gonna make time. I have a cabinet that is a disaster right now, so I did want to do some cabinet organization because my pantry is a baby pantry. So I wanted to do some very, very tiny pantry organization with you guys, just in case one of you guys are like me and have a very tiny pantry to work with. Our house has a pretty open floor plan. Our dining room leads into the kitchen, which leads into the sunroom. Originally, the floor plan had wall cabinets and then upper cabinets. There was no kitchen island, and the floor plan just wasn't utilized to its fullest potential. We decided to add a 9-foot island so that we could get as much storage as we could. Some design details for you guys. Our island countertops are alabaster quartz by MSI. Our cabinets have inset doors, and then we have this beadboard paneling on the side, which that was a detail I added along with the shoe molding around the entire island in the cabinets. And then the color is a stock color from Master Brand Cabinets, and a close match to that is Retreat by Sherwin-Williams. The island has 24-inch cabinets on one side and 12-inch cabinets on the other side, and adding the backside cabinets helped so much with storage. We use those smaller cabinets for dog food storage, extra dish storage for when we host, and then we actually have a lot more space that I still can utilize in one of the other cabinets. The far side of the kitchen that has the walkway in between the cabinets and the island was the trickiest thing to design, but it turned out to have such a good, efficient flow to it. When I started designing this side of the kitchen, I actually started with the fridge and worked everything around it. The retro fridge was like the most important element in the kitchen for me at the time, and I still love it and I still would not change it. The flow of this side of the kitchen, where this is literally where all the actual activity happens when it comes to like cooking and stuff. I have the fridge, and then right down here is a drawer that has all the cutting boards and oven mitts. Next to the fridge is the spice area, pantry, disaster. That's gonna get fixed today. And then there's the stove, and then next to the stove is the cabinet with all of the pots and pans, which diagonal from that is the trash can. And then we have like all the silverware and cookware next to the pots and pans. And I don't know, the flow is just, it's a good flow. We also have the dishwasher on this side. Our dishwasher is a cafe appliance. It's the only, I'm looking around, I'm pretty sure it's the only non-smeg appliance that we have. I've had most of our smeg appliances since we moved into this house, and I've had no issues. I love them. My favorite design-wise is the fridge, but I do love the stove. We have a dual fuel, which I never had before. So the range is gas and then the oven is electric, and it's a very thorough cook for both of them. Obviously the main attraction with smeg is the design and its retro look, but they do work really well too. If there's ever an opportunity for me to upgrade the dishwasher to be smeg in the future, I definitely will. I do like the cafe one, but I've just been so happy with the smeg products that I have in my home, and I would like them all to match. The retro one is so cute. I'm gonna put a little picture on here because I just think it's so cute. One thing that I did while I was designing this side of the kitchen was I really tried to think of when I am cooking, if I'm cooking, which wasn't that often because I was working basically 2 jobs at the time. But if I was cooking, like how would I be turning? And that really helped a ton while designing. I feel like the flow of a kitchen should be somewhat similar because everyone does the same kind of things, like you chop and you throw stuff away and you gotta grab the plates to serve. So yeah, just thinking of that while you design your kitchen will be super helpful. If I were designing this kitchen today, I would have definitely designed a pantry space up front. We are going to be adding a little pantry to the kitchen. We started the process last year by adding this wall right here. This was actually open space. My father-in-law framed out the wall, added beadboard so that in the future we can add a very narrow cabinet. So if I were doing it differently back then, I would have designed it so that it didn't have to be so narrow. We have to work with like 10 inches, which is fine for like spices and oil containers and stuff. It's not like it's super deep, so it'll work out. While we're on the topic, let's take a look inside of my baby pantry. It is definitely a disaster right now. Dun. Dun-dun. This is my very unorganized pantry. It is very sad. I need to get it organized, which we're gonna do today. The good thing about my baby pantry is that it's actually very deep. It's a 24-inch cabinet, so I got a lot of space to work with. The con is that I could just use some more space. Especially as I do more recipe content, I'm gonna need more space because so many recipes use different types of dry ingredients and oil and vinegars, and it'll just be super helpful for me to have that dedicated space to keep everything organized. Since my pantry is what it is, I kind of got a little sloppy and have just been like throwing stuff in there. It's definitely not the cleanest, but hey, it's real life. One thing that I do keep very tidy is my fridge. I love organizing it. It's literally like my own special little hobby. I get my groceries and I spend like sometimes 30 to 40 minutes, honestly sometimes even an hour, like tidying everything up and making it all cute. This is my egg bowl, which is actually super helpful. Whenever I cook, I just grab what I need and go, and I don't know, it's just so much quicker than having an egg container. I've used the bowl since last November, I believe, and oh, my fridge is very sensitive. As soon as it changes a degree, it wants the door to shut. Welcome to my very sad and disorganized pantry. I already have an idea though. Because I have this cabinet that I'm not even using, I'm gonna put some of the oil and stuff that I don't use that often in that cabinet. I'm gonna try to utilize this space the best that I can. I have some pieces that I already picked up from the Container Store to do this. I was planning on organizing this, so I'm excited to do that today with you guys. Sometimes the most difficult part of organizing is just starting to do it. I'm just gonna get right into it and go with the flow and see what happens. Wow, this is actually really bad. Mission Tiny Pantry is underway. I literally am now realizing that I have a lot of spices. And I got one spice rack, and I really hope everything fits on it. Setting everything out so I can see it makes the most sense right now. I can't decide what I want to put in that little 12-inch cabinet where I have a ton of free space to use. I think I'm going to put the oil and the vinegar and like the soy sauce because I have like a little oil container that I keep on the counter, and that is actually what I use for cooking. So the olive oil container that I have is just for refill, and the vinegar, I have rice vinegar. I don't really use the vinegar as much. Oh, this pimple just grew during this video. I didn't even know that was there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And maybe I put like the baking, the flour and stuff in that cabinet too, because I'm really just trying to think of like the things I use the least can go back there. And I'll put it in like a little basket. I'm pretty sure those baskets will fit. Now I'm trying to alphabetize the spices. So see how this goes. So if it says ground nutmeg, or what was the other one? Smoked paprika, should I do P or should I do S? Or G or N? I think I should do nutmeg. Paprika would be a P. P. I. P. Alright, we're coming along. LMNOP. So nutritional yeast. I'm gonna put it right there. Nutmeg. Wait, do I have ground nutmeg? Did I just say ground nutmeg? Yes, I did. Nutmeg and then ground nutmeg. Ground chipotle. Okay. Paprika. I have a serious question because I didn't know if there was a difference, and I'm looking at these and they look the same. So this one says crushed red pepper. This one says red chili flakes. So is there a difference? Like, is that just red pepper? Like the red peppers that look, they're green peppers and they're red peppers? Or is it like a red spicy pepper? Or is this a chili pepper? Is there a difference? Let's do a tiny pantry tour. So the second shelf is pretty much all spices with the exception of the almond butter and honey behind that. Then down here we got a whole bunch of good stuff going on. We have dried fruit and then nuts and seeds in this little basket. And then in the far back basket we have some snacks, which Sean told me I should probably move those to the front, which is a good call. I might do that after this video. And then we have like baking mix, and then here we have pasta and rice, and then these containers that just have like the oats and the rest of the rice and some onions that I'm actually going to use this week. Oh, and also potatoes that I'm going to use this week. So then the other cabinet has any of the refill stuff. Functionally it makes sense to me because these two things I'm using this week anyway. These things are easy to move if I need to get to the other layers. I actually really love this spice rack, which I'll link everything that I used today in the description. I love how this is tiered. At first, when I was looking at it, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to see the spice names for everything, but you totally can. It's very easy to see. See? And then I have it in alphabetical order. It just looks super cute. I'm very impressed. I literally cannot believe that I was just able to organize that tiny pantry and make it look even just like a little cute. I did not think I was going to be able to keep everything in the pantry. There was only a few things that were expired and a couple things that were misplaced. Like I have some doTERRA things that didn't need to be in there and should be in my bathroom cabinet, which is like a whole nother disaster. I utilized that cabinet that really had nothing in it. I don't know why I never did that before. I hope this video was helpful whether you're designing a kitchen or organizing a tiny pantry. Thank you guys so much for watching again. I'm still super excited to be on YouTube and just grateful that you guys are here. So have a great day.